Okay, hello everyone. Yeah, welcome to English Phonology. Ini Introduction to Linguistics. After we know, the concepts of English phonetics previously, now we go to phonology. So, what is it? What makes it different? And what is it about? Yeah, we will deal with it in this meeting. Then you can learn many things, from the phonology topic. If we see the word phonology, which some of you will think that this is related with font or phonemes. This is the essential, for understanding how sounds are organized later on, mentally organized and systematically used in human communications. That's why if we go to phonology, it is different from phonetics, and we will explore, the difference shortly. Okay, this one I took from the expert, Kenneth Pike, the linguist, famously stated that phonetics gathers the raw materials. Phonemics cooks it. What does it mean? If we see that the raw materials, we remember about the phonetic is how we produce the sounds. It deals with the raw materials and how is the phonemics cooks it. Now, we will learn from this concept, because this kind of analogy, phonetic versus phonology. If we study about phonetic, we study of physical production and perceptions of sounds. Remember the keywords. Physical productions. That's why in the previous meeting, when we discussed about phonetics, we deals with organ of speech, with the lungs, with the mouth, with the tongue, with the dentals, whether it is about the manner of articulations, the way of the articulations, or the place of the articulation, and so on. Now, phonology see it from a different point of view. The study of sound pattern and system in a language. If the phonetic is about the physical sounds, and phonology is the sound systems, everyone. So, what is sound system? So, this is abstract. This is in our mental representation of sounds. If we produce in phonetic, b, 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 j, j, when you learn the pronunciations, that phonetic. It's not in our mind, it is not abstract, but yet it's already realized. Not realized, but what is that? Already produced. Realization, have a realizations, in that word, not realized, but realizations, So if the phonology is the mental representation of sounds, if we study about phonetic previously, is the production once again, That's why if we learn about phonology, we study of sound pattern and system in the language, You can know more in a phonology field about phoneme, about allophones, about syllables, structure, about stress, about intonation. Now, we go slowly, step by step, understanding phone and phoneme. What is phone? This is not mobile phone like this, but phone in linguistics. A phone is a physical sound Once again, it is the actual spoken realization of sounds. Once again, realizations. Now, phone are represented with the square brackets like this. P, P, yeah, T, aspirated. The symbol, bracket. This is bracket. So this is phone. Phone is a physical sound. Then this is actual of the realization of sounds. Now, if we talk about phone, we talk about phonetics. For example, in top, top, yeah, and in stop, t is a different phone. We have t aspirated in top, top, right, and in stop is different. Then, what is phoneme? If we talk about phone in phonetic, and this is realization, phoneme is the, once again, like in the previous slide in the beginning, an abstract mental representation of sound. It is a sound unit that distinguishes meaning. Remember, distinguish meaning. And how about the symbol? If the previous one phone with brackets, a phoneme with slashes with this p, p. Oh, it symbolizes that this is in abstract mental. Yeah, this is not the realization. If this one, it is the realization. When we speak, when we utter the sounds. Nah, it's studied in phonology. That's why if we talk about these symbols, we study phonology. Yeah, for example, previously, yeah, in phonology, we talk about phoneme, this t phoneme, yeah. T in our mental. Can we see the mental? Can we see our mind? No. But we have the concept of t here, using slash, yeah, using slash symbol, written between slashes, right? Then it realized when we say with aspirated t in previous one in top, and in stop. In one phoneme, in our mental, in our mind, can be realized and studied in phonetic when we study pronunciation, right? When we practice it, when we utter it, like that one, yeah, in this one. So in our mind is like this, the, and can be in, for example, that difference, that this one, yeah, can be in realized in this one, yeah. And if we talk about another one, yeah, for example, with pad, with pad, it will be different. You can distinguish many. Now, once again, in birth point, if we talk about phone, it is about physical sound, and it is actual speech realization. And how is about the transcription? Yeah, it has these symbols, brackets, and is called by phonetic transcription or phonetic representation. And what is the field? When we talk about phone, when we talk about physical sounds, the realization, we talk about phonetics. This is actually the summary. Then, when we talk about phoneme, we talk about mental sounds category. And this meaning distinguish unit. How so the transcription is between slashes. And it's usually called by phonemic transcription or phonemic representation. And it is studied in phonology. Mind about it. You can post this slide, yeah, and then try to think, to have a reflection about the previous explanation. Yeah. Okay. Then the relationship and examples. Yeah, in one phoneme may have many phones, or we can call it allophones. For example, tadi, the previous one in the, yeah, here, between slashes, when we talk about in our mental category about phonology, we have the, but in the realization, it can be in the top or in the stop. Yeah, these are context-based realization. But here, the here, they do not change meaning in English. Yeah. Same phonology studies about phoneme, then phonetic studies about phone. Yeah, in the top and stop. Yeah, stop, whether we talk about with this stop or stop, or for example, like that. Yeah, in English, doesn't change meaning. But when we talk about this, yeah, we make a mapping, yeah, the phonetic representation and the phonemic representation. Nah, this one, the phonemic representation only show one phoneme, but somehow in the realization, we can say, for example, pro with pro, or tadi ya, the previous one with, for example, path, ya, path, misalnya with path, but it doesn't change meaning. This one, yeah, like in English. But when we say, for example, we compare those in English, like the sound pen or apple, something like that, right? Then this one, the sound or pan or pie, that has a one per in phonemic representation. Yeah, in English can consist of two phonetic representation. The realization of this one can be unaspirated and aspirated. Now, here the p with unaspirated and p with aspirated, this one, yeah, is different. The same phonemic, the same phone, but with the different phonetic representation. Same phonemic, yeah. Okay, then how about in Thai? For example, we will compare with tonal language. Tonal means, yeah, that language using sounds, yeah, can change meaning. This one we have phonemic representation. We have two phonemic representation with two phonetic representation, like in p in pa, to go, and p in pa can have different meaning, to go and clothes. That's why the aspirated sound is already in different phonemic representation. Yeah, so everyone, that's about the phonemes, and allophones. Yeah, that's again, phoneme is the smallest unit of sound that can change meaning. Then allophone, variants of phoneme that do not change meaning. Once again, yeah, we can explain with we can quote the explanation from this one. You can read more about this one. Yeah, actually, I will not make kinds of what is that complicated one, yeah. uh, Maybe you can start from the summary, yeah. Oh, this one, yeah. Once again, you can read it and rewatch, yeah. This one, phone is, oh, this is the physical sounds. Oh, it's okay that you see from other books or references, yeah. But I just want to make it easier with these points. We talk about phone, we talk about physical sound, the actual realization, and have this phonetic presentation. And when we transcript as this, yeah, we talk about the mental one with the meanings that distinguish unit, then this transcript as phonemic representation. For example, when we talk about the same phoneme, like in English, yeah, whether this aspirated or non-aspirated, yeah, this already distinguished unit, yeah, in that phoneme. But when we talk it in a different phone, the different realization, it is still same because it is not distinguished unit. It is in the same phoneme. Yeah, like when we talk about uh, bad, bad, and bad. Yeah, bad in adjective with bad, and differ meaning, right? So it's already in different phoneme. Yeah, that can different unit. And is different. Yeah, that's why with for example, when we say bad but with and unaspirated with aspirated. Yeah, when we realize it, but the meaning is the same. It is the same phoneme but just different phone. Ya, because PH yang ada hanya dikit dengan atau bad yang BH dengan yang ada B-nya sendiri itu tidak membedakan makna. Bahasa Inggris kan hanya mungkin satunya atau sedikit kebiasaannya ada hanya gitu. Ya, tetapi kalau kita sudah membedakan fonem ya misalnya dengan uh, pad ya misalnya dalam olahraga tenis meja atau dengan pad ya, kata sifat ya dan sudah jelas berbeda jadi dia berbeda fonem ya berbeda fonem sendiri. Nah kalau dalam satu fonem tadi mungkin bisa direalisasikan dengan p yang ada hanya aspirated ya atau yang unaspirated yang itu tapi artinya sama. Nah, itu di bahasa-bahasa Inggris contohnya, bahasa-bahasa yang bukan tonal language like if we talk about tonal language like Chinese, like Thai, nah sounds tone itu mempengaruhi meaning ya biasanya ya. Ma itu gak beda dengan tadi ya. With the previous samples like pa with pa ya, pa with pa itu sudah beda. It's already different phonemic representation. Yeah, it's already different phonemic representation. And then that's why it is matter. It matters if we talk about pa with pa itu sudah berbeda ya. Makanya it's also different phonetic representation. Nah, in the current phenomena ya, if we talk about those what is that like kinds of data or so many phenomena ya in that realization ya or we can say in our mental ya that phonological can things ya can be taken into pattern and we have phonological rules ya it explain how phoneme is pronounced ya it allophones depending on its ya phonetic environment everyone. These rules are part of speakers' subconscious knowledge of language. Ya, misalnya apa ya? Misalnya two vowels ya in America about bother. Misalnya ya, kalau in sometimes ya we change ya, but butter ya with butter. Nah, ada R-nya. Nah itu vowelsnya hmm, apa ada perbedaan jadi tehnya berganti menjadi r gitu. Misalnya kalau di British itu ada dialek yang bottle yang standarnya bottle tapi di dialek itu jadi bottle ada ya kind of symbols like glottal gitu kan jadi bisa dibuat kinds of what is that uh, rules atau kita bisa disebut phonological rules gitu misalnya tadi ya ada pattern, paheng, misalnya gitu ya. Atau tadi yang eh, contohnya misalnya yang butter, ya jadi butter gitu ya dalam realisasinya dalam sebuah dialek di Inggris, maybe it is a Cockney slang atau a Cockney dialects atau mungkin the Liverpool accent or Liverpool dialects ya. Jadi kita bisa membuatnya dalam realisasi-realisasi menggunakan phonological rules. In linguistic historical comparative, it can be also used because we combine and compare and we make kinds of relation among pronunciation of the languages. Okay, can also study about minimal pairs on others. Minimal pairs. If we study about minimal pairs, are pairs of words that differ by only one sounds, in the same positions and have different meanings. Itu untuk ngecek tadi contohnya ya. Misalnya we talk about pat and pat, pat and pat kan sama, silabelnya satu ya, pat, pat, tapi beda depannya sendiri, beh and beh. Oh, apakah beda? Pat and pat, oh ternyata beda. Kalau ini pat, this is animals, animal. And pat, that's a thing, for sport or for another. And the other one with sh sound, for example, or using the vowel, with the same sh sound, ship and sheep, shorten e and long e. They are important because they help us identify which sounds are phonemes in language. After talking about minimal pairs, we can talk about the syllable structure. Actually, if we learn all in this meeting, I think this is not that wise, We can also search about syllable structure in different occasion, in different times, To understand it more. But here I will just share it briefly, that in our pronunciation we have syllables, atau in Indonesia we have suku kata. Nah, tapi that syllable structures in phonology, it has structure. It has onset, it has nucleus, and it has coda. For example, cat. The word cat that we pronounce cat, we have the onset k in the first, nucleus is the vowel, in the middle, and coda, t, in the end. This one, this is the what is that? The simple samples, Onset is one or more consonants. Remember, or more. One or more consonants at the beginning. Nucleus, usually a vowel, in the central sound. And coda, one or more consonant at the end. So in that sample is the onset with k, the nucleus a, cat, and then the coda is t, Okay, some languages have very strict syllable structure, but if we talk about English phonology, but English allows complex combinations, everyone. Because if we talk about coda onset, in phonetic and phonology, if we talk about this, this syllable structure, when we have, for example, the word eat, eat, eat. The onset is the word e, then the nucleus is I, then the coda is the. Button. When we have the word button, we have the syllabic consonant, for example, for pa, p, for the onset. Then the nucleus is the syllabic consonant itself, and the coda is for but, the word t, and so on. You can learn about this. And then if we talk about nucleus and coda, it usually called by rhyme atau rima, rima. Once again, we learn about this in a different occasion, not this time, for the more understanding. Okay, so for the last part, yeah, because this is still introduction. If we talk about pronunciation, when we talk about phonetic and phonology, we cannot take it apart with suprasegmentals, yeah. So, what's that? If we talk I, U, ch, t, d, whether this vowel, whether this is consonant, yeah, in our phonetic and phonology, yeah, in our uh, production or maybe in our mental, yeah, that is the segment. Nah, supra is behind of it. Sesuatu yang dibalik segmen, yang mendukung segmen to create, for example, a different uh, kelas kategori ya, can be karena ada mungkin suprasegmental lu ada yang stress, ada yang intonation tone ya. Kalau di stress di mana nanti dia bisa di verb ya, when we stress on the beginning, when we stress in the middle or in the end. So if we talk about suprasegmental like this one ya, this is the brief samples because this is introduction to linguistics ya. Stress, for example, emphasized on syllables like in record and record. The one is record is the when we talk about the first stressed, can talk about the noun. When we have record, then we talk about the second syllable stressed, we talk about the verb. Something like that. When things are stressed, it has longer, then it has deeper, or it has more power. Yeah, so that three combination, and that's one of the suprasegmental of stress. And we can talk about intonation when we talk about pitch movement. Yeah, when we have a questions or with statement, are you okay? For example, okay, that the intonation is different, right? That more than what when we say I, we, o, and ch, d, p, ch. But with that intonation, that's suprasegmental or prosody, in other words, yeah. Then how when we have the change in pitch that affect meaning, yeah, but sometimes not in English, yeah, that we can call it tone, yeah. So we have so many supras segmental, yeah. Okay, then you can learn more about it in other occasion and with other materials, yeah, because phonology is important, yeah. If we study about phonology, why it is important, why phonology matters, because in language learning, it helps learner produce native like pronunciation sometimes, and we can have a receive pronunciation, and we can know have means understand, yeah, and sometimes we can practice with those receive pronunciation, and in some field like in speech therapy, yeah, it can identify and treat phonological what is that disorder. And when we talk about phonology in technology, yeah, we can use it in voice recognitions and text to speech system, yeah, for example, like that. When we have linguistic research, for example, help us understand, for example, universal and language specific sound pattern. Yeah, it helps bridge the gap between speech productions and mental processing. Yeah. Okay, everyone. I think that's the conclusions, yeah, of our meeting. You can read it again. It is similar, yeah, with the previous point, yeah. This is the phone. We learn about phonology. We learn about sound system of language, yeah. When focus on mental representations and sound patterns, and help understand structure and use language. And we previously compare with the phonetic, yeah. When we talk about phoneme, it is abstract unit. The symbol is slashes, yeah. The phonemic representation, yeah, written inside of those slashes. Then we talk about it in phonology. That is in our mental, yeah, in abstract unit. Then we make a realization, ya dari tadi kok realize gitu ya, make a realization In a physical sound, this is measurable. We can hear, we can experience it, we can sense it. It is about phonetic representation. We talk about it in phonetic, and the symbol is inside of brackets. Yeah, happy learning everyone. Yeah, you can once again, this is not the only materials. Yeah, I make this explanation and PowerPoint, yeah, to make it easier and to cuts and sharpen and maybe some just make it brief and so on. But you need to study more, yeah, with your reading habit. Yeah, you can read many references, yeah, slowly and with uh, you can elaborate it with another combination of videos or YouTube's references and so on. Yeah, good luck, happy learning, everyone. Bye.